Rotoboss low roller today. What I'm going to be doing with that is I am going roller on my behind me here. Guys, look. The reason I'm doing on this one mainly is my normal tumbler machine, if you will. Up for it. Without further ado, here is what I have set up right now. Step away here, I'm going to go over and if you have any questions or anything during this live feed, please feel free to go ahead and ask it. I'll answer it if I not. Just leave a comment in the comment section. Go over and I'll show you how to set it up. Alright, so as discussed in previous videos, that it has not to adhere bed, basically, for lack of a better way to put it. And where you put this on here is up to you. I like to put it up flush with the bed. Frame, so I know every time if I look down, oh, it's still in place. And with it on the teeth, I don't have to worry about it shifting or tweaking or moving on here. Now, one thing I have found with Thunder is have a new autofocus system right here on both sides. It shoots a beam across for your autofocus. I'm not a big fan of it because you have to have whatever you're working on sitting right here autofocus. I like to use autofocus. Some people would just say, well, just raise it up and then drop your cone. Just level. Well, I mean, yes and no. For me, I don't like to do that because I paid the money for a machine to do it. So, this would be nice if it was a little further back, more towards the center of the bed. The other thing that it's not real good at is if you're using glass or clean acrylic, it does not pick up the surface of the and I almost crashed my head table up the acrylic. I was able to stop it in time. Something like that. The touch probe, perfect, tried and true, works everywhere. Variations on different machines, but in essence, it's tried and true. But anyways, so the workaround I have for that is essentially this. Okay, so we got it set up in the machine. Now we're going to set up our cup. Take your cup and you kind of swoop it in, drop it down. Now, raise it. Grab my level. Raise it up. You'll see the level or not, but it has the big wheels on it. And the small wheels in the back. Our level, make sure our cup's in there. All that does is allows the cup to be able to compensate. Um, Cup. It'll allow the cup to move a little bit, doesn't get caught up right up out of the. Alright, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'll make sure I have clearance. Plenty of clearance. Next thing for this, for the thunder anyways, I need to push this back and try to get it dead center on that beam. It'll come up, bring it down, and now I can pull this back over to where I like it. I already know we're autofocused. So now, the good thing about Thunder is they're use the U axis or use the U axis for the rotary. Y and X same as if your rotary, you don't have to worry about it, it automatically detects it and stuff with the U axis. Set my origin. Now my origin set. Back over here to the computer. This is the design I'm working with. Going to this is just a sample I'm throwing out. Anyway, this through CorelDRAW, I already got my design set up, and I've got my map off of down here. Now it's ready to engrave. My setting actually want to go bidirectional scan, guys. Here, object I want to. Now, with the under lasers, um, anyways, this is where it's at. I'm gonna go ahead and send it. Automatically detects it together. Anyways, work. I don't know I'm just showing the design work that's going to go on. Where you plug it in at. Plug it in at right over here. Some machines have a 5-pin, and the way you know it, one is because there's 5 pins, and two, there's a switch. On the 7-pin, which are the newer machines, they do not have that switch. So the whole, if you have a 5 or 7-pin machine, where the motor is on, and if you have a 5-pin, you'll have to turn it around. Now that's not true in all cases, but you got about a 50-50 shot when you got a 5-pin. You have to put it on that side. That's just because you can't spin wires around like you can with a 7. And controller. So, anyways, the only difference is on the screen. I have to rotate it 90 degrees, and so, all right. So I got everything sent over. I'm gonna go ahead and load the file. Frame it. Make it a little bit smaller. So, off to the races we go. Now you'll be able to see. It's kind of nice to have dummy switches and when water's not running. But at any rate, I'm gonna go ahead and close this. And we'll see how this turns out. Hopefully it'll turn out good. Got my rotor boss from Anthony at Falcon Laser. Great design. Hey, Coda. I think I got that right. It's kind of blended in with my screen there. I can't see it. Thanks. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions or problems with it, I'm always here to help. Straightforward as far as the setup. I'll give you the link to the manual or rotaryattachments.com. Do the manual, and yeah, if you have any questions or problems, let me know. I'll be glad. Having a hard time hearing me? See if I can turn my volume up a little bit. How's that? Can you hear me now? All right. See, like I was saying, congrats on your purchase. You won't be disappointed with that laser. And I'm sure Anthony will take good care of you up there. If you have any questions or problems with the rotary, please feel free to let me know. I'll be glad to help if I can, which I should be able to. It's my machine, but if you didn't hear it before, the manual can be found at rotaryattachments.com under the files and downloads page, and you'll just need to log in, get a login and stuff to be able to access it. But other than that, you'll be able to view it and download it as needed. That's awesome. Which one did you get? Did you get the low roller, the one that's running right now? I'm glad to hear it was running good out of the box. That's kind of the crapshoot that I went for, mailing them together. Of course, when they come from Anthony, they're already going to be set up in your machine. They'll probably even, I don't know if he's updating the settings and everything for you. Um, uh, but yeah, getting them assembled is a lot better. It's been a headache with shipping and stuff like that. But I think it's a worthwhile headache to where you, the customer, don't have to worry about putting it together and aligning everything and whatnot. That way you can have the best experience right out of the box. Yeah, this one here is blue because this is the one for Thunder laser. Um, the black one with the red dials. Those are all for Eons or Falcon laser. In your case, um, that's why they're the only different. That's the only difference is the color. Other than that, there's nothing different about them. So that's awesome. That's good to hear. It saves you quite a bit of headache trying to set everything up, especially if new laser or if you're new to lasers in general. So that's really good that he's already set everything up and programmed it and everything for you. Almost done here. It actually came out pretty clean, so there shouldn't be much. And another thing, when you're using this rotary, just be careful. For you or for anybody else that if your machine homes to the upper right hand side, which a lot of them do except for Thunder that I know of, um, just be careful that when it goes to I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm thinking of so many different things right now. If you look at your machine, like this one, it homes to the upper left, which is good because the tower is on the right hand side. If your machine homes to the upper right, turn off homing after completion. Um, one, and then before you move the head around, make sure that you're clear of the tower and you don't hit anything because it will cause damage if you're not careful. So just be mindful of that when you're moving the head around with the rotary and the machine. Um, yep, basically Eon Mirror 7, which it is. Um, yeah, I mean I would agree. Others would argue that I'm biased, but the Boss LS, um, yeah, there's no comparison. Um, I actually own two Bosses. I own their Boss 3655, which you'll see a lot of my videos back when I first started were done on that machine. A lot of the tools and jigs, especially on my page that I sell, are designed for Boss lasers. No affiliation with them at all, um, but ever since coming in contact with Eon and also recently Thunder, um, the product, in my opinion, is they're unparalleled. I mean, they're light years apart. Other than the fact that they run on the same controller, the machine quality, even Eon and Thunder are right there together. Eon is my preference just because I don't know. I like them. I like all three of them. I like for their own reasons, obviously. Um, my Boss, it's a slow workhorse. I mean, that's what I compare it to. It's slow, but it works its butt off, and it does what I tell it to do. The Nova, the Eon, the Nova 10 that I have, um, it's a workhorse as well, but it's faster. I don't do a lot of thin cutting, so it's really not much faster. Um, but vector cutting is a lot better. It's a lot cleaner on that. It's relatively the same size machine. One's a 3655, one's a 30 by 40, about 30 by 40. Um, so they're pretty comparable as far as size and stuff like that. Now the one you're seeing now, the Thunder Nova 24 is my newest one, and I got it mainly because I wanted something just for tumblers. It was reliable for tumblers. I could throw it in there and just go to town with it like I just did, and not have to worry about it. The other ones are more for different purposes, but other than that, I mean, none of my videos are perfect. I don't claim that they are. I try to make them as fair and as honest as I can, and I give my honest assessment. Um, yeah, the I appreciate the comment on the videos. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to persuade anybody's ideas. I'm just trying to get you outside of that box because Boss is a marketing Boss is a marketing. That's what they do. They market. They make everything look good and cool and all that. And for what it was at the time, about 3 or 4 years ago, when I was looking at a new laser because I had an old China blue and white. I was looking at a new laser, just starting a business, didn't have money, I needed financing. Boss filled all those needs in a large machine that I needed, and it helped. So I'm not knocking Boss in that because it is a good starter machine. However, fast forward almost 4 years to now. Now you have Eon, you have Thunder, you have AP, which is about a mid grade. Eon, Thunder, Boss, and China machines are all kind of a lower grade machine, but Eon and Thunder are at the top of that lower price point machine, and the quality of their products, the parts, the pieces, the rails, their belts. I mean, everything is just so much better than Boss, which sets it apart, and that's for both Eon and Thunder. Um, but my biggest thing is just to get people to think, hey, there's something else out there, not just Boss. Um, and I've told people that I recommend that they should get a Boss sometimes. I'm not completely against them. I just they're not they're not the cup of tea they used to be, 3-4 years ago when they first came out, or not when they first came out, but when they were really big and they were the only thing mainstream in the market in the U.S. Um, let's see. Yeah, the Falcon, and Anthony's a good guy. I've talked to him quite a bit. Obviously, he sells my stuff, so we've talked quite extensively. Um, and like I said, you're getting an Eon. It's his branding of Eon. I don't know if there's any differences to it than a regular Eon. Um, I'm not into the weeds with that, but either way, you got a great machine. You'll be happy to have it. The only thing you need to watch out for, I don't know if Anthony's told you, is the Mira 7 does not have a chiller. It has a water cooler, so to speak. It's not an actual chiller. It's got the CW3000 in it. The Mira 9, which is the step up, has the actual CW5000 chiller. So just depending on where you're located, just be careful and mindful of that and your room temperatures and stuff, because the laser will only run at the temperature to which your room is at, basically. Um, but either way, for that type of machine and what you'll be doing with it, I don't see that that'll be a problem at all. um, well, I can kind of I can show you here if I can. Well, I'm gonna jump around on that. All right, desktop view here. All right, so this here. Um, all right, so right here. Um, this right here is place where I can. All right, so this right here, I don't know if you can read the numbers on the screen, but up here, the box itself is 11 inches long, and it's 4.141 inches tall. The boxes themselves, let me choose them. Let's see. Do me a favor. Um, go on my website, uh, rotaryattachments.com, and go to the ask a question. And then once I get off this video, I'll help because I'm having issues with this. But basically, what you do is the 100. It's 11 inches around. I know it doesn't sound right, but it is. This is for a 20 ounce. And let me make sure that I'm looking at this right. This box, yeah, so it's 11 inches tall, 4.141 tall or wide, and then the small boxes inside of that are 3 inches by 3.5 inches. Or you can make them as big or as little as you want to match up with your cup. But the little boxes right here, these little box 3x4 or 3x3.5. And what you need to do is, I'll show you. Get you a cup. Get you a good cup, bad cup, don't matter. I know this is getting off topic with what the video is about, but anyways, I'm always glad to help. But anyways, so you get a cup, you wrap it with about 2 or 3 layers of masking tape. And then, if you can see it, see how it's real faint. Right there, you see the lines, real faint, like a white color. Just hit it with enough power to leave a mark. All right. And when you do that, you can do basically put a 1 inch square inside of here, inside of your main square. Now the reason these are red is because they're not outputs. Um, they're uh, they're just there for reference. So I don't select those when I do an output. I just select what's inside of it. So you put a 1 inch square, black square inside of this, just a raster. Don't fill it. It'll take forever. And then put another 1 inch square dead center in this one, and then you run it. You run it on the cup. It'll do one side. It'll spin. It'll do the other. And then when you're done, I kind of look down the cup from top to bottom and look. Okay, there's a design there. All right, there's my design there. It's pretty even. Um, but yeah, the tape and low power saves the mugs. That's why I put. I mean, this is a brand new mug or cup. Obviously, I don't want to ruin it. So I put 3 layers of tape on there, and then as you can see, because after you hit it the first time, um, your design's gonna take up the space. You can see here a little bit. So I just take the black mark on it, so that way when it engraves again, see it there. It started to come through just barely. That way you can just keep reusing it over and over again. You don't want to make this too thick, but you definitely want it thick enough to where it won't damage your cup when you hit it. And that's an old trick, um, but very useful, especially if you have a limited number of cups, um, and you don't want to ruin them. So when you're setting up your rotary um, on your machine, I don't have a mirror myself yet, um, but the settings on it should be relatively universal between the 15 ounce coffee mugs, the 20 ounce tumblers, and the 30 ounce tumblers. Um, Maybe a millimeter plus or minus going up or down. I usually base my numbers off of a 20 ounce. If I get a 1 inch by 1 inch square, like I did, I tested right here. I tested a 1 inch square on here, and all right, so the 1 inch square, you can barely see it right there. So once I set that up on my hold on, just get the view. There we go. So yeah. So anyways, so once you do that, you can do that with all your different cups. You can have a 20, 30 ounce, a 15 ounce or coffee mug. You got the koozies, the aluminum koozies. But like I said, I set it up for 20 ounce, 1 inch, 1 inch. Then if I go to a 30 ounce, I might be off by a half inch or half inch, a half a millimeter to millimeter. And then if I go down to a 15 ounce, I might be off the other way by a half a millimeter to millimeter. So to me, I'm good with that because that's not enough to for me to care. I mean, the design, a millimeter, you're not going to notice that much. So, but if you really want to get down to it, you can set up every cup to be exactly 1 inch, 1 inch. That way, everything's exactly spot on, 100%, right size and shape. But like I said, a millimeter on here, you're not going to see it. You're not. I mean, and the customer, you may know it, but the customer is going to be like, "Oh, it's awesome. I love it." You know, and that's pretty much it. Um, so I mean, there's no sense, in my opinion, no sense sweating about it. Um, and then I can show here's the cup I just did. So yeah. But at any rate, um, give a couple minutes here. If anybody has any other questions, I know there's only been one person on here asking questions. But if anybody has any questions, let me know before I get off here. I'll be happy to address them, or I'll just open up a BS session on here for a little bit and see if anybody shows up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Back to what the video is about. This was the low roller, which is designed for your smaller cabinet machines like the Nova 24, the Eon Mira 5, 7, and 9, the um, modified K40s, and other smaller. Likewise, like I said, if you have any problems with your rotary or anything, any questions, feel free to hit me up. Um, you can always get a hold of me on the webpage or on Facebook. And feel free to join Created with Rotoboss Rotary Attachments group on Facebook, and you can always get a hold of me there as well. But thanks for chatting, and hope it was a help, and hope you enjoy your new machine and your new rotary. But so anyways, uh, that's what this video is really about. Was that obviously got sidetracked a little bit, but that's fine. The biggest thing is just kind of showing you how it works, um, and the different features that it has, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully, I'll have a Mira 7 or 9 actually. Hopefully here before too long. Um, I was doing some modifications to the Nova that I have for Eon, but they're going to take it back and do some stuff with it. Get it ready for the ISA show in April that we'll be down there for in Orlando. And then hopefully I'll get me a Mira 9 or 7 to replace it. And then I'll be doing some videos on it too, kind of showing how it works and everything. But anyways, if you like what you see, go ahead and like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. And if you have anything that you'd like to see, please leave it in the description below. I'll be happy to try to do a video on it. And just don't mind my open mic, so to speak. I don't do anything scripted, so it's just what it is. So, but anyways, everybody have a good rest of your day, and maybe we'll talk to you before the weekend. If not, have a good weekend, and we'll see you next time.